engines and get ready for an exciting adventure into the world of American muscle cars. From thunderous drag races to tire-scorching burnouts, we've lined up the top 10 cheap American muscle cars under $10,000, all without breaking the bank. So grab your wallets, fasten your seatbelts, and let's hit the road for an adrenaline-fueled ride through the most budget-friendly beasts on four wheels. Plymouth Scamp 1971 to 1976. 1975 model for just $5,995. Plymouth Scamp was the Dodge Dart's younger sibling, sharing many of the same features such as the 340 V8. This car looks amazing in addition to sounding great. It has an aggressive front end and crispy body lines that scream muscle car. Still, they are quite cheap right now. A quick browse on Facebook Marketplace reveals a number of excellent condition Scamps up for sale for about $10,000. Amazingly, every vehicle in this video is not only reasonably priced, but also from the 1960s and 1970s, making them all undeniably vintage vehicles. Do not worry, you aren't purchasing junk at this price point. The postings on the marketplace demonstrate that they are authentic. Chevrolet Chevy 2 Nova 1975, 1979. 1975 model, only $1,210. The Chevy Nova, an elegant little car, is known for its outstanding reliability as a classic and has a 350 Chevy V8 as an option. Its output is a little low, at just 170 horsepower, though considering that it was produced amid the petroleum crisis and the age of strict emission regulations. Still, it's important to note how well the small block Chevy engine reacts to modifications. So if high horsepower is your thing, this car has still got you covered. The best part? These cars are one of the cheapest on the list, typically selling between $5,000 and $10,000. The iconic 1975 Chevrolet Nova stole the show at a jaw-dropping low. The lowest recorded sale was just $102,010. But wait, we can't discuss the Nova without bringing up its main rival, the Plymouth Duster, which was produced from 1970 to 1976. Meet the Duster family, the Duster 340, 360 Twister, Custom Coupe, Gold Duster, Space Duster, and yes, even the Feather Duster. Believe it or not, the last one isn't a made-up fantasy. They truly did create a car like that. Who knew cars could have this much flair? It makes sense that some of the many limited editions are more affordable than others. They are by far the least expensive, even though they might not be the fastest. Pontiac Grand Prix 1962, 1977. 1967 model, $8,980. The Muscle Master Pontiac made the bold decision to add some flair with a full-size beast that is sporty. The Pontiac Grand Prix was introduced in 1962 as a Grand Touring Coupe, and it rapidly gained recognition for its performance. In terms of pricing and style, it is a direct competitor to the Thunderbird. Under the hood, it sports a variety of V8 engines that provide some genuine American muscle. With a staggering 390 horsepower, the top dog is like a powerhouse on wheels. Still, some might not classify it as a true muscle car because of its size, but this should work pretty well for folks who aren't too choosy and are on a tight budget. Chevy Monte Carlo 1970-1972. 1970 model, $3,123. The Chevy Monte Carlo is the next car on the list. The initial Monte Carlo was released in the late 1969 for the 1970 model year. It served as Chevrolet's response to the Pontiac Grand Prix. The Grand Prix was initially introduced in 1962, but starting with the 1969 model year, it had its own distinct body. The standout characteristic was its oversized hood. Over the years, several tiny Monte Carlos have been produced, the majority of which are incredibly stylish and reasonably priced. As we're staying with the 60s and 70s theme, let's talk about the first generation, which was produced between 1970 and 1972. The Temptations' Ball of Confusion was a smash hit in 1970, and oddly enough, it might just be the perfect anthem for the debut of the first-generation Chevy Monte Carlos released that same year. Thanks to movies like Tokyo Drift and exclusive versions like the Big Block SS model, these aren't just the most famous. They've been the go-go affordable muscle cars for ages. You can still find a great ride within the $10,000 budget, a real jackpot. Oldsmobile Cutlass 1961-1967. 1970 model, $8,950. Some Oldsmobile Cutlasses were not as good as others during their 38-year production history, but don't let that steer you away from the 1960s and 1970s models. The Cutlass was anything but ordinary during those illustrious years. Constructed using the same base as the Pontiac Tempest and Chevy Chevelle, it provided a wide array of V8 choices and sent power directly to the back wheels. The Cutlass was incredibly popular because it offered luxury at a low price, making it a bestseller domestically. The Oldsmobile Cutlass offered an astounding array of options. They had a 4-speed Muncie M20 manual gearbox mated to a potent L74 Rocket 350 high-compression V8 engine. The vehicle also included straight-out bucket seats, an advanced push-button radio with a biphonic back speaker, and sports-style outside rear-view mirrors. Ford Galaxy 1969-1974. 1969 model, $5,750. The Ford Galaxy is up next. Ford introduced the fourth and last iteration of the Galaxy for the 1969 model year. The Ford Galaxy was eventually phased out of production in 1974 when the company opted to combine most of its full-sized vehicles into the LTD. Though it may not be as well known now, the Galaxy was formerly a major force in the industry, with a reputation for performance that got it into the NHRA Superstock class. The Galaxy, a NASCAR star, secured numerous victories with Holman Moody and had a limited run in lightweight forms. In the present era, it is typically to come across well-kept Galaxies for sale, many of which are well within our means. Chevrolet Impala 1965-1970. 1967 model, $4,995. Between 1960 and 1970, the Chevrolet Impala reigned supreme in American car sales. In 1965, it stole a staggering 1,074,925 units, a record that still stands today as the highest annual sales for a single model in the US. Notably, no other car has ever surpassed the 1 million units sold mark in a single year, but the Impala achieved this feat twice, also hitting the million mark again in 1966. Even though enthusiasts initially preferred the Chevelle, the Chevy Impala nonetheless garnered a lot of respect, particularly when the big block-powered SS model was available. These vehicles were a constant bestseller for Chevy and are still being produced today, so they essentially printed money for the company. Chevy offered a wide range of vehicles, including sedans, hatchbacks, hardtops, coupes, and station wagons. A large selection of alternative V8 engines were available in addition to the basic 4.1L inline-six engine to enhance the possibilities. They're beginning to become more and more precious, so make sure to grab one while you can. Buick Riviera 1974-1976. 1971 model, $5,253. The Buick Riviera is the next vehicle. As its high-profile launch, the Riviera General Motors' first foray into the personal luxury car market was warmly received by automotive riders. There has been a slight increase in the Riviera's popularity recently. Perhaps it's because the price is lower, or perhaps people have just fallen in love with the way they look. The styling sort of feels like a combination of luxury automobile and a muscle car, so both explanations seem possible. The Riviera became a standout in American car history due to its unique blend of features. This stunning two-door sports coupe combined American muscle with European design, creating a vehicle that outperformed the Ford Thunderbird in speed and agility. Here we have the less expensive one, together with the cost of a mid-range item. Although this one is a little rougher than mid-condition, the pricing makes up for it. The Ford Thunderbird saw an increase in sales during the same time frame thanks to its bolder and larger 71 model. Inspired by the 1963 Stingray, the new Riviera was designed to provide a more cost-effective coupe option to the Thunderbird. Dodge Coronet 1965-1970. 1967 model, $7,995. Next up on our list of the best vehicles is the Dodge Coronet. Moper enthusiasts often hail this car as a terrific deal and with good reason. Here's the budget-friendly option, equipped with an engine but with flat tires. And then there's the superior one, which is in comparable condition to the Charger and costs less than half as much. The Dodge Coronet went through 7 rounds of upgrades and nearly every kind of Dodge car had the Coronet name on it. Due to its regal moniker, the Dodge Coronet was once considered the company's premier model. Many buyers were drawn to the sleek design of this car, so much so that it surpassed the sales of the Charger during its era. The Coronet's place in the lineup changed over time, but one thing stayed the same. Under the hood, it always held some powerful horses and a racing history to match. Ford Thunderbird 1964 to 1966. 1964 model, $2,200. The Ford Thunderbird, which has been in both TV shows and blockbuster movies, is the perfect way to end this video. They stole the show in the well-known James Bond movies with thrilling chase scenes that left audiences breathless. A 1964 Thunderbird convertible in black was a major prop in the television show Highlander. In the meantime, a chase sequence in the 1964 James Bond movie Goldfinger included a white 1964 Thunderbird convertible. In the 1965 James Bond movie Thunderball, there is a brief cameo for this legendary vehicle. The 1970s Thunderbirds are a fantastic fit for this list, adding a touch of class and a dash of nostalgia. And that's it for today. 10 roaring examples of American muscle cars that won't make you go broke. From the smooth shapes of the Plymouth Scamp to the strong engines of the Ford Thunderbird, these old cars take you on a fun ride through car history without costing a lot of money. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more content.